You know that eerie feeling when you're the last person in the library, and every creak and whisper feels like it's meant for you? That's how it was last night, as I buried myself in textbooks, the sound of the clock ticking louder with each passing hour. Around midnight, exhaustion took over, and I wandered into a part of the library I'd never seen before, a dusty, forgotten aisle, hidden behind a row of encyclopedias. It didn't seem like anyone had been there in years. But it was the books that caught my attention, their spines glistening with unfamiliar symbols and titles that seemed to shift when you looked away. One book, in particular, drew me in, a leather-bound tome that pulsed faintly with warmth, almost like it was alive. Curiosity got the better of me, and I opened it, my fingers trembling slightly. The pages were filled with vivid illustrations of cities I didn't recognize, people dressed in clothes that seemed both alien and familiar. And then, the words began to change, rearranging themselves into a narrative that sent a chill down my spine. It was a story about me, my name, my life, right down to the very spot in the library where I stood. It spoke of choices I hadn't made yet, paths I hadn't taken. But the most unsettling part was the ending, a foreboding warning of a tragedy that loomed just days away. It felt as though the book was watching me, waiting for my reaction. I slammed it shut, heart pounding, and tried to rationalize what I'd seen. Maybe it was a prank, some elaborate hoax crafted by a fellow student with too much time on their hands. But the sensation of being watched lingered, and as I hurried back to the main section of the library, the lights flickered ominously. I told myself it was just faulty wiring, but deep down, I knew the library held secrets beyond my understanding. I resolved to forget about the book, to focus on my studies and ignore the strange encounter. But the warnings in the book haunted me, vivid dreams of my demise replaying each night, growing more detailed and terrifying. As the day of the predicted tragedy approached, I noticed shadows moving in the corner of my vision, whispers echoing in empty rows. Despite my best efforts to avoid the library, something compelled me back to that aisle. The book was gone, replaced by a single sheet of paper with a message that chilled me to my core. The future is not set, but the story continues. With that, the shadows seemed to close in, leaving me with the terrifying realization that my encounter was only the beginning of a dark chapter yet to unfold.